Hi there, Teacher Mike from PhuketPals.org. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, it's an important one. We're going to be learning about writing and developing body paragraphs for IELTS Writing Task 2. As you know, the body paragraphs are the meatiest, the most wordy part of your 250-word essay. They're also the body paragraphs are also the parts that you can pick up the most points. So it's good to listen in this lesson, and I hope you get a lot from it. What will you learn? Well, I'm going to teach you what the examiner wants you to see in your Task 2 response, in particular in your body paragraphs. I'm also going to teach you how to write good examples for your response. Okay, now when I say good examples, I mean witty examples. Okay, examples with wit. Okay, we'll explain that more later. We'll also learn how to structure a body paragraph for Task 2. I'll show you 2 different ways you can do that. And then I'll give you a couple of good examples using each of those structures. So let's move on. And what does the examiner want to see from your body paragraph? Well, here, as you can see, I've taken out the 4 different areas from the band descriptors: task response, grammar, range and accuracy, cohesion, lexical resource. So from your body paragraph, to get a band 8, you need to have relevant and extended supported ideas. To get a band 9, fully extended and supported ideas. Okay, so you need to develop fully and support fully. Okay, and we'll talk how to do that in a bit. Grammar, range and accuracy uses a wide range of structures with flexibility and accuracy. Okay, so you need to be using simple sentences. You need to use more than one type of those. So don't always just stick to subject-verb. Throw in a subject-verb-verb sentence, or a subject-subject-verb sentence, or even a subject-verb-verb simple sentence if you can. Also, you can get some compound sentences in there with, using coordinating conjunctions like and or but or so. You can also get some complex sentences in there. The easiest way to do that is to use if clauses, or use words like after or since or because. And yeah, or, well, as I say, get some complex sentences in there as well. I often say to my student, with regard to grammatical range, I often say to my students, imagine you're making a giant salad made out of sentences. And if you throw in a simple sentence, like subject-verb sentence, that's like throwing in a lettuce leaf into the bowl. And that does not make an interesting salad. Then you throw in maybe a subject-verb-verb simple sentence, and that could be a tomato going in. And it makes your salad a little bit more interesting, but still not amazing. You're not going to win any Michelin stars for that. Then you throw in a compound sentence, which is perhaps a piece of cucumber, and the salad's getting more interesting for sure. But then you throw in a couple of complex sentences, an if clause sentence and a sentence beginning with after, perhaps, and you've put in there some crouton, and you've put in some sauce on top, some nice Caesar salad dressing. So suddenly, transformed in front of your eyes is this delicious salad. Okay, so when you're writing your essay, keep that salad in mind. You want to have as many different sentence types as you can to pick up those grammatical range points. Moving on, cohesion. We've talked extensively about this on the course so far. Linking everything together. Okay, linking between paragraphs and within paragraphs. Band 9 wants cohesion, using cohesion in such a way that it attracts no attention. Okay, so your cohesion must sound natural. It must not sound forced. Sometimes when you read lower level IELTS essays, such as done at band 5 or even up to band 6, sometimes the linking language can sound a bit robotic. It sounds a bit forced. And you will not be getting over a band 7.5 if you do that. You can see my examples later, and my examples throughout this course will kind of show you how to make your essays cohesive, but not attract attention to it. Lexical resource in your body paragraph. This is using a wide range of vocab with natural and sophisticated control of lexical features. This is for a band 9 again. So you can't repeat your vocab. You make sure if you need to repeat words from the question, for example, that you're using a wide range of synonyms. Also, the language you use should be, I quote, very natural. You know, native speakers, when they write, often use a lot of things like collocations, lexical chunks. These are very, very useful. You'll see them coming up again and again in my model answers. And I'll do a lesson later in the course in which I show you how to extract lexical chunks, collocations from news articles. It's a very useful technique, and you can use it for practicing at home and building up your kind of database, if you will, of collocations and lexical chunks. And that's about it. So we'll move on. Okay, so how to write a good example and how to write a bad example. Now, when we say good and bad, these two terms can be misleading. What it really means is a good example means an example that adds real weight, or authority is a better word, to your topic sentence. Okay, now your topic sentence will be what you have to support throughout the rest of the paragraph. You'll see that sometimes students will, like in the second example here, they'll give a personal anecdote or a personal story as an example, as you'll see here. When people give personal anecdotes or personal stories as their examples in an academic essay, there's not a lot of weight behind that. It's very subjective. It's a kind of opinion based. What we're looking for are more fact-based examples in academic writing. The examiner wants to see those, and he gives you points for fact-based examples, not kind of personal stories. So stay away from personal stories. However, you know, people who do use personal stories, they can still probably get a band 6 or maybe even a 6.5 on a good day, but you won't get that 7.5 and over, which we're looking for on this course. So let's have a look at how to write a good example here. You'll notice I've put the linking language, some of the linking language here in red. Topic sentence, and just for your information, this is not a perfect body paragraph by any means. It's just a kind of extract to illustrate good and bad examples. Topic sentence. Studying overseas often makes young people more independent with their studies and in organising daily tasks. Put more simply, students learn how to effectively manage their time without parental help. For example, a 2016 study from the University of Reading in the UK states that when students study away from home, they rapidly develop interpersonal skills, money skills, housekeeping skills, goal-setting skills, and cooking skills, etc. These examples clearly show the massive life-enhancing benefits studying abroad can have for young people. Okay, so good example here, as you can see. We said a 2016 study from the University of Reading in the UK. So when the examiner reads this, he's thinking, University of UK, it's a respected university. They have the authority to speak about such things, okay? They have the experts, the professors, they do the research. So when you state examples from universities, or if you state examples from quality news sources like the BBC, or you state from doctors, or it could even be like political leaders or respected philosophers or thinkers from other academic fields. These types of examples are very weighty. They add weight and meat to your body paragraph. It develops them with more clarity. Okay, they're more precise, and the examiner wants to see this. Now, to let you into a little secret, I have no idea if there was a study in 2016 from the University of Reading in the UK. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Okay, if you're at university and you wrote this, you would get nailed against the wall. You would get in big, big trouble. But this is not a university essay. We don't have to cite our, where we get the information from. This is testing. IELTS Writing Task 2 is testing your ability to use English in a practical way, okay? To write academically. And if the examiner sees you giving examples just in the way I have done, you will definitely get more points because it shows that you are aware of this being a weightier structure to the argument. So go ahead and do that if you want, okay? Moving over to the bad example or the less weighty example, we start off the same here. Let's go. Studying overseas often makes young people more independent with their studies and in organising daily tasks. Put more simply, students learn how to effectively manage their time without parental help. For example, when my brother went to live in Budapest as a student, he quickly learned how to clean his room, cook his own meals, control his finances and manage his time. These examples clearly show the massive life-enhancing benefits studying abroad can have for young people. Okay, there's a big contrast here, as you can definitely see. Here we have given a personal story, okay, an anecdote, as they're known. Anecdotes have little weight when writing academically, okay? It's a good little story, and of course, yes, it does support what we're talking about, but it doesn't have the same authority as this example over here does. It's an easy distinction to see. So just make sure that you try and give more authoritative examples to support your topic sentences within your body. Okay. Also, one more thing to pick up on. Notice here in a few lessons ago, we talked about avoiding generalizations. Notice the topic sentence here. Studying overseas often makes young people more independent with their studies. If we left this often out, we'd be making a generalization. Studying overseas makes young people more independent. So using often here, okay, it means this is not a generalization, and it's more academic. It's more an academic. Your writing is more academic as a result, more mature, and you get more points. Okay, moving on. How to structure your body paragraph for task 2. A couple of options. Okay, a couple of options I advise. Option 1 was kind of 3 steps for both of them, and they're both a slight variation on each other. Option 1, you have a topic sentence, which is the main idea of your paragraph. Okay, this is the same for any of the 4 essay types. The second part, okay, this is a single sentence, of course. Part 2 here is a number of sentences. You explain your topic sentence. Now, to explain that, you'll be giving a result of the topic sentence or a reformulation of the topic sentence, okay, or a comparison or a contrast. Once you've done that, you'll be giving an example with real-world relevance, like we just saw in the example before there about the university, and you give 1 or 2 examples in there. Option 2, topic sentence again, same thing, okay. Then it changes slightly. You give an example, 1 or 2 examples of real-world relevance, and you can explain your example or examples, again using results, reformulations, comparisons, and contrasts. If you can't remember what results, reformulations, comparisons, and contrasts are, and the linking language for them, you can go back to the cohesive device lesson, and that gives you more information on it. Okay, so let's have a look at these in action. This is option 2. We'll start with option 2, okay? Option 2 is topic sentence, examples, explain. Again, topic sentence is in white here. Example in red, okay? Then, in other words, is a reformulation. Similarly, is the next supporting idea, and then another example. So I just split it in different colors so you see the different constituent parts here. Let's have a read. There are both physical and mental health implications for Western kids caused by the aforementioned weight problems. For example, countless scientific studies have conclusively shown overeating junk food causes heart disease, diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, dental problems, and eventually premature death. In other words, after eating processed foods for an extended period of time, Western kids are experiencing these horrendous health problems more than at any time in history. Simply, being overweight has had an adverse impact on the mental well-being of Western young people. For instance, psychologists warn parents against stigmatization in the playground. resulting in children having low self-esteem and other associated mental health problems. In the most extreme cases, Western kids have committed suicide. Okay, so this particular paragraph, as you can see, starts off with examples, kind of a bit of a reformulation, a bit of development of the example. Then we have another supporting idea, then another example in there. Okay, so it kind of follows this structure: topic, sentence, example, explanation of that. Okay, now what I want to get across to you is that there's no 100% set in stone structure for your body paragraphs, as long as you basically follow one of these two structures. Okay, it doesn't matter if you, as long as you link it together. Okay, you know, you need a topic sentence, sure, and you need to develop ideas and explain ideas after that, but it doesn't really matter what order you do it in. Okay, as long as you link it together with the necessary cohesive devices and develop your ideas fully, it's all good. Okay, so this is option 1 here. Option 1 follows topic, sentence, explanation, an example. There are both physical and mental health implications for Western kids caused by the aforementioned weight problems. In other words, after eating processed foods for an extended period of time, Western kids are experiencing these horrendous health problems more than at any time in history. For example, scientific studies have conclusively shown overeating junk food causes heart disease, diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, dental problems, and eventually premature death. Similarly, being overweight has had an adverse impact on the mental well-being of Western young people. For instance, psychologists warn parents against the stigmatization in the playground, resulting in children having low self-esteem and other associated mental health problems. In the most extreme cases, Western kids have committed suicide. Okay, so have a look there. We've got pretty much everything in there. This, in the kind of aqua green color here, we have in other words, so it's kind of a reformulation. We have an example then to support that. Notice we said scientific studies, no S there, sorry guys, scientific studies. Okay, so again, we're hinting at an authority figure there. It's not just my brother told me that. Okay, so a scientific study showed that. And then we have a second supporting idea and another example to add weight to that. Again, notice we said psychologists warn parents. Okay, so again, we are showing the examiner that we're leaning towards authoritative figures here. Psychologists warn parents. So psychologists are people who know their stuff. Okay, it's not like your grandmother telling you about this. It's a highly trained professional, and just by putting this in, you get some more kudos and points from your examiner. Okay, so that is about it for this particular lesson. I hope you got something from it. My name's Teacher Mike from PhuketPals.org. I will see you next time. Thank you very much.